Variables are required in UiPath whenever we want to pass the data from one activity to another activity. Detailed video on variables is available both in English and Hindi language. The link to the videos is available in the description. Now, what are the best practices that we can follow whenever we are working with variables? The first one is the name of the variable should be proper. Now, what does it mean? Let's say I want to have three variables. One way is that I can always keep it like this: variable 1, variable 2 and variable 3. Now whenever I am writing the automation, it would be difficult for me to actually know that which variable is for what purpose. Now if I simply go and write it something like this: name, let's say this is for the age, and let's say this is for the company. Now whenever I am using these variables, I can actually know that yes, the name variable stores the name, it is for age, and this is for the company. When we are naming the variable, one optional way of renaming a variable is that we can always prefix the variable with the data type. For example, for the name, we can always use it like this: str_name, which means that this is a string variable which is going to store name. This is an integer variable which is going to store the age, and so on. This is optional, but the best practice here always to remember is that the name of the variable should be proper. The next best practice: whenever you have created a variable, it should be used for only one purpose. Meaning, let's say you have this variable which says integer age, and now you have evaluated that age, everything done. Now you should not use this variable for any other purpose. Let's say in some different for each loop or anywhere you require a counter variable. You should not use this variable. You need to create a new variable. So the best practice here is to one variable should be used only for one purpose. The next one, the scope of the variable should be minimized. Now what does it mean? If you are looking at the sequence, I have a parent sequence, then I have the first sequence, and then I have a second child sequence. Now for example, I want to write an automation where I want the age and the company only in the second sequence. Now I do not require the variables in the parent sequence or in the first sequence. So for that, what I can do is there is something which is called scope. I can go here and change the scope only to the second sequence. That way, when I'm going to the first sequence, I no longer have the variable. When I go to the second sequence, I have the one which are having the second sequence plus the one which are in the parent, right? So the scope of the variable should be minimized. You should keep the variable only to the restricted scope. It should not be at the complete parent level. The next one, whenever we are creating a Boolean variable, try to keep the Boolean variable something like this. Let's say I want to log in and I want to validate is the login successful or not, right? So I can create a variable like this: is login success, and this would be now Boolean. So whenever I am writing the condition, I can write that is login successful equal to true. That means yes, login was successful. Is login success equal to fail? That means login was not successful. Similarly, it can be something like this: is application exist? Let's say I want to see whether the application is open or not. Then I can always use is whenever I am writing a Boolean variable. For the data table, I can always use the dt. This is optional. You can always use dt_data so that you understand that yes, this is a data table. The next one, whenever we are creating the variables, avoid using the negative names. Now what exactly is a negative name? So for example, I have to create a variable, let's say this one, is login was successful. If I just create a variable like this, is login not successful, then it is a negative name. Now whenever you are writing a condition, you would have to write if login not successful is equal to false, that means it is successfully logged. If login not successful is true, that means it is not successfully logged in, right? So it is difficult to analyze and it is difficult to validate and write the conditions, right? So that is why always create the variables in a positive name, right? Such as is login successful, is element exist, is application exist, something like that. And the last one, once we are done with the development, sometime we tend to create extra variables. So all the variables which are no longer required in the workflow should be removed. An easy way of doing that is to go at the top ribbon and you would see something which is called remove unused. So if I simply go here and I say remove unused variables, it will say, do you want to remove all the unused variables? It is showing me all the unused because we have not used anything. I hit OK and it will automatically remove all the unused variables from my sequence. So that was all about the best practices we should follow whenever we are naming a variable. More videos on the best practice are available on the channel. Thank you for watching and happy automation.